Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Outspoken. As everybody knows, we have a very big election coming up. We've talked about it here or there over the last year.
I thought RuPaul's was over.
The second most important election of the season. The second most important election. We've talked about this over the past few months. You know, we were very staunch Bernie supporters. No shade to Hillary. But at this point in the election, it's just... It's crazy.
To put it simply, it's a damn mess.
It's a damn mess. There are some notable people that are in the LGBT community that are actually supporting Donald Trump.
Yes.
While that seems insane to me and probably anybody else that has somewhat of a brain, I would like... What do you guys think of that? How do you think there can possibly be any LGBT people supporting Trump, and what is their justification?
If you were anything other than a heterosexual white male, you have no business voting for Donald Trump. I can almost see like where they would be like, okay, this is how it would be beneficial to me as a white heterosexual man. Like, I'll be able to...
How about we go with this? You even say, unless you're a racist, you shouldn't be voting for Donald Trump.
If you're a racist, you're sexist, you're anything like that.
Well, you have to think of it from a political standpoint. You know, like, if the people who are voting for Donald Trump, they are hoping that Donald Trump will put, you know, fellow Republicans in higher positions.
Obviously,
you know,
trying to save the Republican Party.
Yeah.
That's a given.
I think he's destroyed it, but that's just my opinion.
I mean, they're not backing him at all.
Do
So.
that.
Yeah.
I understand we all have our different, political beliefs, but when it comes to this specific Republican candidate, Donald Trump, I don't understand how a gay can vote for him. I understand party loyalty and wanting to, if you are gay and Republican, but I really don't understand how they could possibly defend all of the things he has said, has done, his lack of record, his...
And I've heard many Republicans say they don't even really consider Donald Trump to be a part of the Republican Party. He just became the representative for the Republican Party in order to put his voice out there and to get into this race. We all know Donald Trump has wanted to run for president for years. He's talked about it, he's thrown it out there. I mean, it makes sense. He's an entitled, white, rich businessman.
That is true.
What do you think, Brian? You seem a little bothered.
Well, you know what? I seem a little bothered. I don't support Trump at all,
Yeah.
but I can understand why someone would vote for him. Like, for instance, Kobe Keller, who is a famous gay porn star, who is going to be voting for Donald Trump. He's a Christian, so he wants Trump to uphold those Christian values, and really make it right for his beliefs. So I can understand why he would want to vote for him, or Lucian Piani, who's also going to be voting for Trump. He's also a person who is in a higher tax bracket. Trump's going to do certain things for the rich people. So I can understand why certain people will vote for Trump if you're in a certain way of life.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't rich or white. It doesn't excuse it. You're still stupid.
And uneducated.
Yes. You're still stupid, but
I get it. Like, Hillary wasn't definitely my first choice. Obviously, I was a Bernie. But, I'm going to compare Hillary to, like, Alaska. I get why she's going to win. And I get that she deserves
She should
it.
win.
Bernie's
I like the
Katya.
okay.
Hillary is Alaska, and I'm gonna be for it because I understand she's got the experience, especially the gays for Trump. I know there was like a few months ago in Dallas, there was like a gays for Trump rally.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna
Even
understand that part, girl.
We know they were doing it in Wheeler,
with Pence being the
being
the vice president, it's like, how can you?
That alone, the fact that he chose Mike Pence, who looks like someone who wants to start like a mutant registration act. He wants to do that to us as gay men.
He does.
He wants to segregate us and put us in concentration camps if he had his way. How can any person, even if you're on board with Trump, the fact that he chose Mike Pence as a vice presidential nominee who has tried to get legislation against us, if you're voting for that party, then you're an idiot, and I'm sorry. I mean, I'm being too. I try to be open-minded, but
Mike Pence isn't in for Trump. Like, Mike Pence doesn't even really want.
No, I don't think so. I know.
They're definitely not on the same page.
No. He's extremist crazy, but Trump wants him because he knows he'll get that vote of the other crazy people who believe the same way as him.
I mean, for me, I'm just going to say it. Like, I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton because I pretty much have my hands tied behind my back, and I don't really have a choice because as as an American, I do not want somebody with the mentality of that Donald Trump has running my country. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I think he's the perfect recipe for creating more war. Like, there's other countries who have said, if Donald Trump becomes you guys' president, we're pulling out. We don't want we don't want a relationship with you guys. Why? Because Donald Trump, he's not a politician. That's the thing people are not understanding. He's a celebrity. He is a businessman. That is what he does, and he's used his money to be able to, run for president, garner all this power, and it.
But some of his support is because he's not a politician.
But I think that's a problem. I think people are so desperate for a change in our country that we're going to some crazy extreme that we have somebody like Donald Trump as our president, or as a candidate for president. Please, I'm not
don't say
don't
you dare.
But there's people who want that because they, they're tired of everything that's been going on. Yeah. They want this whole system to kind of be shaken up. And I understand that.
I do understand that.
But I also do understand that Donald Trump has given a voice, again, to a lot of people who have these really racist, misogynistic, views. And he's given them a voice again. And if you look at his Trump rallies, I'm sorry, they look like KKK meetings.
They are. The KKK go to his meetings. That's insane. How can anyone?
It's a big mess, and this is where I think Donald Trump running for president is a big problem. I can't even take this election serious anymore.
Now's the time that we have to take it serious.
Yes,
everybody has been saying
it's hard for people to look at it and be like, "Oh, this is who I want to vote for." Of course, if you have done your homework, Hillary Clinton is the more qualified candidate. You know what I mean? This isn't about Republican versus Democrat anymore. This is about who...
Good and evil.
Yeah, exactly. It's, because a lot of Republicans will tell you Donald Trump does not have the ideals of...
Well, he doesn't have the full support of the most Republicans or most Republican Party.
They're distancing themselves from him.
Honestly, I can see a future with Hillary as a president. Trump... I'm just not seeing that. It's scary. Yes.
Whatever your criticisms of Hillary, don't even remotely compare to the kind of person and the rhetoric that Trump is and what he creates and puts out there. There's no comparison.
We could hold her more accountable than Trump. If he took the position, he's just so hard-headed. I don't feel like
he's a giant toddler with a dead animal on his head.
I feel like we have a Trump supporter here.
No.
In the flesh.
She may be a lot of things, but she's not a Donald Trump.
I know a lot of things about life.
I haven't heard you say I'm with her, girl. You haven't said it since this whole time. Are you with her or not?
I'm around the corner from her.
Yes, I love that.
I'll take it.
Hillary Clinton has accomplished a lot in her career. I have not agreed with all of her stances on everything. I do think she's been a flip-flopper, but at the end of the day, she is a polished politician. She knows the business. She knows what she's doing, and she's not going to let our world implode like Donald Trump would do. And that's just the gist of it. I don't like how it panned out, but...
You're a flip-flopper too, I heard.
Oh, only in bed.
I agree with you.
Yes, exactly. It's come to the point where there's no ifs, ands, or buts at this point.
Everyone.
Hillary, I'm with her.
I can't. Every time you bring up this argument as to why you should not vote for Donald Trump, all these Trump supporters can do is, one, come up with conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton.
Mm-hmm. Like she's a clone.
Like she's a clone. Just all this crazy stuff. I do know there's that email scandal. I feel like the whole subject about Hillary Clinton.
I think people can be more conservative in their views. We're obviously, at least us three, are a little bit more liberal-minded. I can appreciate someone with conservative views if you have your beliefs and why. I will appreciate that.
Really?
There's a difference between some conservative views on things and being a Donald Trump supporter. I think those are I honestly think those are two totally different things.
It's difficult to look at it from a positive side.
And coming from even Brian, Brian usually will play like devil's advocate.
And he even still is trying as best as he can. But
I'm having a hard time trying to...
you can't defend... It's something that you can't defend it as a minority. Somebody who is just...
A woman. How can women be...
I want you to be riled up.
And then they're like,
no,
no.
It's okay.
It was locker room banter. No. That is what that man believes. That's how he views women. And I don't care what anybody says.
You have talked several times on talking about grabbing some dick.
That's true.
That is very true.
But you're not running for president.
I'm not running for president. He can grab all the dicks he wants. No.
A little funny story I read, I guess the other night after that whole debate, his son went to In-N-Out.
Ooh.
And he got a water glass, a cup,
Uh-huh.
but he didn't get water. He put lemonade in it. And they took a picture, but then you notice, like, hey, that's not water, that's pink lemonade.
So he got a free water glass and didn't even pay for
I'm
it.
like, really? I mean, I knew rich
This
people
is
were
it.
cheap,
But see,
but damn.
first they don't pay taxes, now they don't want to pay
Now
for the
they're
damn
still
lemonade.
lemonade.
God damn it, those Trumps, they're out of
Where
control.
will it end?
All right, well, I know that we've been a little hard on Trump supporters, deservedly so. You're all stupid. But I would actually like for if you are a Trump supporter, especially an LGBT Trump supporter, I would genuinely like to understand where you're coming from. I would love, I'm being honest.
Real,
Like, I know that I'm being
Save all the homophobic slurs.
No.
No.
I'm just saying no. But if they are gay, like I've tried to understand people's points through this entire election. Back when I was, more Bernie, less Hillary, I was trying to understand how gays could justify her voting against gays, and I could never get a legitimate reason. Fine, whatever. At the end of the day, Hillary's still better. But I cannot feasibly wrap my head around a gay man or a Mexican woman or a Muslim who genuinely supports Trump. And I would love for someone to have an intelligent reason why, and maybe school us a little. Try to not. You're never going to change my mind, but.
And not because, I don't want another 4 years of Obama.
Yeah, not
Shut
that.
the fuck
Not
up.
and nothing that has to do even with. Not even anything that has to do with Hillary's emails. Just tell us legitimately, what is it about Trump that you believe is a benefit for LGBT people, or black people, or Muslim people, or Christian people, Mexican people, whatever it is. I genuinely want to know. So please.
Comments.
I call it out. We're not going to get no comments.
I know we're not going to. I know we're too mean,
No,
but
back
own
it
your
up.
truth. Back your shit up. I want to know if you're. We'll have a show. We'll have a debate. Maybe we could debate some Trump. If we could get some.
I've heard people straight up call Barack Obama a terrorist. And once you say that, I'm already like, okay, you're dumb.
Ignorant.
You're dumb.
That's
You're
not an
ignorant.
argument. Yeah.
I don't know where people get this information from. Like, you're stupid. Just save all the bull crap for somebody. Save it for your Trump rallies. I don't know what to tell you.
For your mama.
It's so stupid. I can't have an argument with a Trump supporter because they're just.
I'm gonna run for president, bro.
I will vote for you over voting for Donald Trump.
At this point,
We're going back in time. We're going back right now by everything that's going on, and America should be ashamed of itself. Seriously.
Also, to all of our international fans, if by some horrible, horrible turn of events Donald Trump does get elected as president, we're all going to be needing places to live.
Exactly.
So if any of us could stay with you somewhere internationally,
and we'll start a GoFundMe. So it's for the boys of Outspoken.
Yeah, so we're just putting that out there in advance. Come November 9th, I'm going to be packing my
We're
bags.
thinking Canada.
But you know what? I think we're gonna be fine because we are all with her, and we know you are too.
We are. We're with her. We're with her.
I'm
Might have taken us a minute. Might have had to drag.
I'm over there.
Are you with her or are you with Trump? And
I'm not with Trump. No.
Are you with her?
I understand
I'm
how
with
he
her.
feels.
I understand how he feels too.
You're gonna vote because
I'm a vote for it. Yes,
I get it, but
you're not
we're going
100%.
back and forth. I just needed a definite answer. That's it. Because I do feel like a lot of times politics is like, but we all need to state: are you with her or not?
I'm going to vote for Hillary.
Thank you.
We're all Team Hillary here. We're all going to be voting for Miss Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
God help us if she doesn't get it, but.
Sorry, we're just like.
It is
This whole subject, it's draining.
It's just this year in politics, I've never been so like.
Just drained.
I literally feel it. Like I think about it every day. It weighs on you every day thinking about our country and how things are going. And
So close.
well, thank you so much for listening to us rant and rave and go on and on about how much we hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone who's our fan, they probably mostly feel the same way. But by the chance that you don't, we would really, I know we came out harsh, but I genuinely would love to know your stance. If you're a Trump supporter, gay, straight, whoever you are, and you're watching us, want to engage, we would love to hear your opinion, intelligent, well thought out opinion about why you think Trump is good for us and why he's good for the gay community or minorities, period. So let us know in the comments below. We're game. We'll try to be respectful for sure.
I mean, we're gonna hear crickets in that comment section, but it's fine.
I
I'm
know.
just kidding. Because they don't know how to defend themselves. Whatever. Okay, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you guys. And remember, vote. It's very important this year. Do your part,
Yes.
okay?
And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. We want to hear from you, Trump supporters.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you.
we take a moment to appreciate Josh's eyes? They're so green today from the shirt. So beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
It looks so beautiful today with his eyes.
One of the only good things about white people.
The blue-eyed devil. They all green blue-eyed devil.
In this case, the green-eyed devil.
Yes.
No, but